No angels are buried here. But if they were, would their wings be taken and saved and placed on top of their unmarked graves like funeral flowers? Sometimes, while walking home, I'll find blood-soaked alabaster feathers on the bottom of my sneakers. I cannot escape the memory of someone else's sky, that same perfectly blue one that one might gaze at as they die. No angels live here. They die here. Slowly, tiptoeing on the outskirts of oblivion, walking hand in hand with their own extinction like they were lovers. When I hold their hand, all I can feel is ash seeping through my fingers, and I can't help but think of the light from every lit match as an elegy to them. As the autumn air warms around me as I surrender to my body heat, I mourn them.
No angels live here.
No angels are born here. They wait for the end. They watch their own lifeless bodies swing like broken pendulums off the sturdy branches of a collective apathy. When will their deaths mean more to us than tragedy? More than murmurs in between silent prayers and louder curses. They remain invisible. The sins of the fathers and mothers are chained to their wings. They drag their history with them everywhere they go. When they speak, when they sing, when they're allowed to be alive, they credit their own heartbeats like newborns, praying that it will never escape them. When the angels scream, it will sound like the television static you hear before you change the channel or something else. When the angels rebel, their cries will get buried along with them. No funeral, no preacher, no tears trickling down anyone's faces as a eulogy is read. No obituary, but this one.
Self-talk before sleep.
Lie in bed and don't move. Fight, claw, run, seize, break, retrace. Tell your story.
I do not know why I kept my eyes shut, unmoving, why my body dead weighted against the bed, or why he didn't stop trying when my legs refused to part. He did not ask if I was awake. He did not wonder at the lead-like arm that he could not raise. He did not take any of these things as a sign to stop his attempt.
Fall asleep, wrestle the sheets, relive the story in your dreams.
I do not know why I did not punch him or kick him or scream. I think I was too shocked at the two fingers inside of me when I woke, too hurt at the betrayal of my body, which had in my slumber produced the fluids I reserve for women, for lovers, for myself.
Ask her for kisses to erase his. Break again.
I cannot tell you why I waited for him to give up. Why my instinct was not to fight, but to lie dormant, a doormat, the dirt of his lips smudging across my back. I do not know why. 1 in 3 women has a story like mine. We tend to talk about rape and abuse after they happen. So patchwork promises on brittle bodies and hope we can prevent it the next time around. But we don't prevent it the next time around.
Then tell your story.
I tried to explain to him what he had done. That my legs were not spread open in my sleep as an invitation. My breasts were not meant for his hands, and my back still feels stung by his lips' attempts to rouse me. He did not want to hear that "get off of me" kept running through my mind while he reached for another way in. He does not want to face what he did. How do I face what he did?
Avoid emotion. Call everything trigger. Grab any hand that will hold you. Don't be alone. Never be alone. I can't sleep. When I'm alone, I break all the way down. I break nails on gutters when I fall down.
I rip at the sheets that were too thin to protect me from him. I scratch at the arms that were too weak to scratch at him. I tear out the hair that he complimented. I eat everything in sight so I will no longer be fit, like he said.
Don't be okay.
It isn't okay. I crumple into the shower wall and remember what it felt like.
Tell the world what it felt like.
Fight. Claw. Run, seize, break, retrace. Tell your story.
The worst part is not the pain. Sometimes there is no pain. Sometimes you will go numb with fear and you will float easily as if you were a body, frozen at sea. If you survive, you will forever find sea salt caked in the crevices of your skin every time you shower. Every time you look over your shoulder, it will shed from the nape of your neck. You will taste it in every kiss like it's been crystallizing behind your lips since the last time. And sometimes you will forget that salt is what you are tasting. The way you can forget the smell of gasoline after standing for too long, far too close to the fire. The worst part is not the pain. The worst part is knowing that your soul was just his seasoning, your body just a salt lick for his kicks. The worst part is knowing that he will taste sugar when he sleeps. And if he dreams of oceans, they will always be calm enough to master. He will always be Moses, and you will always be the sea. When he splits you in half, you will be left with nothing but salty sand dunes too waterlogged to support you, even though you'd love to see the view. You'd love to see anything that wasn't 3 feet in front of you, but all you can look to is the peak of the next wave swelling inside you. You will get glimpses of the sky. You will doubt the horizon's honesty. You will fear kindness and fantasize about wielding iron weapons to seek justice. You will wonder at the differences between justice and revenge. You will remember that salt water makes iron weaker. You will be brittle, but you will spread like rust, decaying the foundation that supports you, but still growing until you do not need that support any longer, and you will become red mud smeared on the face of a warrior holding a picket sign, holding her daughter, holding back the nausea when she is forced to see him, holding on to sanity and dignity in the face of it. The worst part is not your own pain. The worst part is finding salt on the comfort food you bought for a friend who was drowning for the first time. You will keep finding salt and realize you have always been made of oceans. You have always been born of tidal waves of women seeking justice. Maybe you will feel what that tastes like when you forget that you are forever scraping salt from your tongue, and maybe it will be sweeter than revenge.
I cried in my sleep the other night. I could tell. Because when I woke up, I saw the tracks traveling down my face before disappearing. It felt like someone snatched my soul, stretched it across the room, and then laughed. This tension puts pressure on my chest because these non-indictments and deaths shook everything I hold dear. Women, children, and men are being murdered. An Oklahoma City cop got released for targeting and raping 8 black women. I'm scared for all my past lovers, the ones I held to on at night when the darkness would whisper my name. I'm sad. Police are breaking into homes unannounced. Ayana was only 7 years old, asleep on the couch. What am I supposed to tell my future children when they look at me wide-eyed with hope in my words, and I have to explain to them that the price of our lives is survival? I'm nervous. For all my boys, tell me, when you see a cop, does the image of that body pop in your mind as an ugly reminder of what beautiful potential looked like? As the skin becomes one with the cement, does the video of Eric Gardner play in the back of your mind with surround sound? Can you breathe? Or does it feel like the air is trying to have a one-night stand with your lungs, and your lungs just loves too much to let go? Can you breathe? Or does it feel like you're the only one screaming at the sky, left at the mercy of someone else's truth? Does it feel like all the purpose has left the tips of your fingers and you can't write no more than ask them? Have you ever seen a soul on fire? When they say no, watch as the ashes of pain creates a phoenix of hope. Then tell them, I belong here. Take the fist from your stomach and raise it in the air until it separates the sky, and the rays of the sun feed the melanin in our skin. Even when they try to beat you down with conformity and routine, scream, I belong here. Even when their Jim Crow eyes are ready to string together their next sentence, lift your chin, have dams form behind your eyes to keep the tears from creating rivers along your face. Then with your mama's strength and your father's heritage, tell them with a warm milk tone, I belong here. Tell them I belong here.
When sexism becomes too trendy, and they look at you with a butcher's eyes.
Tell 'em.
With pride in your self-esteem.
Tighten your fist.
Clench your jaw.
With the energy of the second wave,
Tell
tell 'em,
'em.
Lord sent me.
And there is no meat sold here because you belong here.
Like the Greensboro Ford to accountant.
Like your mother to respect.
Like Palestinian children to their lives.
Like justice to a mother's dead child.
Tell them I belong here.
Right here.
Right
And
here.
they try to create gentrification with their stares.
Police brutality with their statements.
Riot to the stone walls until
Self becomes accepted equality.
When the hate of this world tries to blanket your pain with ignorance.
And you feel like playing guitar strings with your veins sounds like all too worthy of a cause.
You tell them.
Your family photo albums don't end in chalk outlines.
400 plus years of racism couldn't keep you from here.
Patriarchy doesn't know when to quit. Homophobia tries to deny my existence. Tell them.
There's a beast created from these three intersecting.
Tell 'em I belong.
Say it until you start believing it yourself.
Tell them. Hooks told me.
Davis told me.
Hamer told me.
Oliver Velez, Chacha, Guzman,
Marx, Fanon, Foucault.
Carmichael.
Newton,
Hampton, Potter,
Savio.
Hayden,
Coburhy, Panthers, Lords, SDS, all told me I belong.
So when discrimination whispers strength into their voices.
And you feel that they have all the privilege lining the back of their spines.
you remember one thing. Your existence in this life
Is a political resistance.
Our rage is a revolution waiting to happen.
Our chest stumped to the sounds of feet marching in 1960, Birmingham, Alabama.
Our bones are inscribed with the history of social movements.
So tell them I belong here.
I belong
right here.